Hello, everyone. Brett the Comic Novice here, and a little under the weather, but you know what? New comic book day, Green Lantern #1, my Green Lantern ring, and this is not a Green Lantern video. This is actually from a conversation that happened between myself, the local comic book store owner, and also another customer, and that is the Spirit World issue #1, a mini-series, a limited mini-series that was announced a couple months ago. And the question that was brought up by a fellow comic book enthusiast was, who wanted this book to exist? Now, my local comic book store has probably about 50 copies of it because of either a clerical error snafu or, its massive returnability, probably the latter, and from what I heard, also the former. So a best of both worlds, in all honesty, about Spirit World. However, I will tell you, in fact, the only reason why I have this comic to review is it is part of my free membership for the DC Infinite Universe app. I was not picking this up because it just didn't interest me. And the fellow comic enthusiast who was there, who is more DC than Marvel, but he said, who is this character? I've never heard of them before. And I responded, well, I think it came from the Lazarus Planet that I sat out on, except for the Alpha and the Omega issue. And it was also, I found a quick synopsis story that Amazon or Comixology provided for free with all the 3 superheroes that are going to be coming out for the month of May 2023, which includes the Vigil, City Boy, and also this one, which is the I've already forgotten what it is called, the Spirit World. So you have this thing which I sat out, but I was actually familiar with. The fellow enthusiast, he basically tells me that he read every single issue. I was right to sit it out, according to him. He read every single issue of Lazarus Planet, has no idea who this character is or the other 2 that are coming out for the month of May. And he asked and begged the question, who is this comic for? Now, he is very into a lot of various types of comic stories or whatever. And so he would be more of the target audience for this thing. However, in this being kind of a more magical type of a character, am more I would probably rather sit this one out. However, because it's free, because he actually asked the question, I decided to check it out. And I mean, for me personally, the art was actually fantastic. I really enjoyed looking at each page. I feel as though the story flowed very well. There's one thing that I felt as though that there was a moment in time that they wanted to let you know that the main character is non-binary, and I felt like they tried to beat you over the head with it in a specific panel. That's fine. I don't care. Does not bother me whatsoever. It's not why I didn't find any interest in it. This character, this book, probably just isn't for me. It is more less the lines of magic, which again is something that I kind of sit out unless it's, magic, diet magic or magic light for that matter. And yeah, but it's not that bad of a story. It flowed pretty well. At times the main character tried to be better than John Constantine, where I feel as though if this was an actual authentic world, Constantine would probably kick everything's butt, and this wouldn't last 6 issues. But because this is the main feature, this Xantha person, they needed to be the main person of their book because obviously it's their book. So sure, why not? But it is going to be an interesting world building. I looked at some of the reviews on League of Comic Geek, I believe it is called, and a lot of people were very surprised by it, left some positive reviews. It looks like an audience or whatever, but I'll tell you, because it's free, I might continue reading it, but I'm not going to devote a single dime minus my membership fee to read this on the DC Infinite Universe app. It's an okay story. You get they do a good job of summarizing the Lazarus Planet book that, even though I kind of got that story for free through Comixology, I still didn't read. But yeah, they did a good job of summarizing that, so I didn't feel as though I was completely in the dark with everything that went down. But yeah, that is who is this for? I guess you could say. Will it actually? I shouldn't say who is this for. I should basically say, will this character see the light of day at the end of the 6-issue miniseries? Will it sell good enough to actually kind of like the Poison Ivy effect? It was a 6-issue limited, then it was going to be a maxi series, and then it is turned into an ongoing. Could this do this? I know I'm rooting for that for the Green Arrow book because that is fantastic. I cannot wait to review and do a video and read the Shazam by Mark Waid, which is going to be hopefully an ongoing for a long, long time. Kind of bummed that Mark Waid's Teen Titans, which is, a very, the old school version of the Teen Titans, that is only a limited series. But, we have Tom Taylor's, which is an ongoing, which I'm kind of not looking forward to just because I've pieced out of so many of his books. And also the, I didn't mention it in the Superman, the John Kent book that I reviewed, but I feel as though his 6-issue minis generally will end with a letdown, and that especially if it's within continuity, because he did a Batman book about a year ago, and it started off pretty good, and it just ended with a whimper. And I'm pretty sure, this John Kent book is okay, and I think it's going to end in a whimper. And so I'm actually going to, maybe after issue 3, I think that's what I pre-ordered, maybe 4, that I'm just going to piece out of that book completely. So yeah, what are your thoughts about the Spirit World, which, I did not do a complete review, but it was just an interesting conversation that I was a part of and discussed, the origins of, who this character is, who is this book for, are you into it? I'm more inclined to check out the new age of DC heroes that, also had some characters that went well, and then most of them whimpered out and their books flatlined after a while. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what this one does, City Boy and the Vigil. I have more hopes for the Vigil because it's Ram V, but then again, I've also pieced out of Detective Comics because it's just more poetic and it just drags on, in my opinion. Maybe I'll just wait for the DC Universe app. That's been probably like the best thing that has happened currently, besides like a lot of this new Superman DC or Dawn of DC stuff, is the DC Infinite Universe app, where you are just only a month behind. Could be saving me a lot of money, but I love the physical copy in my hands, and that is the addiction right there. Also the, fear of missing out, and also the collectability, because I am a mark for collectibles. So that being said, thanks again for downloading. This is not a podcast. Thank you again for subscribing or watching or thumbs upping or whatever. What are your thoughts again about the Spirit World by whoever wrote this? My pad turned off. And yeah, thanks again. Like, subscribe, whatever. And until next time, I will see you in the dollar section, where I'll probably a lot of the Spirit World from my local comic book stores might end if they are not returnable, because there's a lot and they're not being picked up. Thanks again. Bye.